And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing the Aery. Oh yeah. Cool, so let me put up Shield Oath. And let's see what this dungeon is about. So, I wouldn't have thought that defeating Nighthog would be a 4-man dungeon. I was expecting it to be a raid or something, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. Let's do this. Wow, the performance is just so much better than before. It's crazy. I was really missing out by not upgrading sooner. And what will happen is, once I reach level 60, when I queue up the roulettes, I'll also have the added bonus of getting the Lore Tombstone, which is great. I will try and gear up and get into Alexander as quickly as I can. I don't want to be too far behind with that. But I'm also not going to rush. I'm not going to skip anything to get there. Awesome. This is the way it's meant to be played, this sort of smooth graphics. But it can be made even better, that's the thing. Because I'm still using old screen that's not G-Sync enabled. And my processor is still quite slow, which is affecting performance a little bit. So when I get a couple more upgrades next month, then we will see how much further we can take it. Not really threatened by these mobs. I haven't needed to use many cooldowns. One thing is that I haven't, other than this weapon that I got from the last boss in Salmal, I haven't received any other upgrades for Paladin since Heavensward launched. Because I'm using like the full 130 set from Final Coil, so... Well, technically it's not even from Final Coil, it was just from Poetics and getting the upgrades each week from Crystal Tower. The Grand Songar. So if you've ever wondered, is the GTX 970 worth it? Yes. And for 1080p, that's all you need. It runs the game, even while recording, at about 75 frames a second on 1080p DirectX 11 maximum. And YouTube, for example, is limited to 60 FPS anyway. And I'm actually doing this live stream at 30 FPS, so anything above 60 is more than you need. Not going to bother with 4K because I don't have a 4K screen, and I'm not planning to get one anytime soon. Cool. So let's see, next mobs. Wow, range mob. Okay, so I'll learn for next time to just run straight to the Thunderbolt. There's not much to say about this place. It looks kind of depressing, but of course it's Arm of Nidhogg, so what do you expect? And they added in all these barriers in the dungeons, like you have to kill all the mobs to prevent speedruns. Because in speedruns you could just literally take all the mobs, come to the zone line, pull the boss, and then just ignore all the mechanics and ignore all the fight. Okay, so we are good to go. Let's do a ready check. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to assume Tank and Spank can avoid the stuff as general tactics, and then we'll see what happens. I've got a clue what that ability does. Okay, so he has to take that buff to the tower. Okay, kill this ad. I don't need to use these cooldowns, but if I can make the life of the healer easier, then so be it. Cool. That was simple. Whee! It's blood. This looks like an interesting place. I figured that it would wake up the Mama Dragon, that's why you see we're working and killing them at the same time. This is only logical. If you have any issues of when you go outside of an AoE you still get hit by it, then the trick I learned a long time ago, like when I was originally doing Titan Hard mode, is that when you're out of the AoE, just press a random button so that the server registers that yes, you are in fact outside it. So for example, I went outside and made sure I pressed the button immediately so that definitely the server knows. Smooth sailing. Awesome. So you can see now I'm halfway to 60. So here's the test. Can we kill all three of them at the same time? see what level this is intended for. It's actually intended for level 55, this dungeon. So that's why I'm capped at 56, even though in reality I'm 59 plus. But it's like I said, it's because I spent so long getting here. That's why I'm a couple of levels ahead now. Cool. Next. So after I get my Paladin to 60, get it fully geared and so on, then I will probably level up Warrior. I think Warrior's second on the list and Dark Knight third. Just got all the tanks done. And then after that I will decide whether I'll do DPS or healers. Okay. Time for the second boss. Again, I haven't got any clue or any idea what the tactics are, so just gonna have to make it up as I go along. Poison. Oh yeah. The mustard gas seems to be eating up these poisons. I don't know if that's a good thing. Obviously, if it has too many, then it will, assuming it will blow up. Classic bombs from Final Fantasy. So it seems that they're letting the gas eat two of the poison clouds, and then they're killing it. Which is logical, just so that the entire area doesn't fill with poison. But we can ignore that mustard gas, the boss is dead. Cool, so let's move on. Okay, so we're heading through the Scorh, whatever that is, towards the last boss. And they have designed these dungeons that they don't take too long, usually 20 minutes, half an hour, depending on the group. Oh, lol. I didn't notice that. I heard it, I just didn't see that big pillar falling down. Ooh. And as well, something you can do every day are these builds from the board outside the Forgotten Knight in Foundation. I've been doing it every single day, and let's see, so far I've got 459 Centario seals. I don't think I've done many hunts at all at this point. Oh, is this? I went an optional way. Silly me. Cool. Well, maybe not. I think we have to go this way after all. If you don't play Final Fantasy XIV and you're wondering if you should, I really will say yes, because I've been playing nearly every day since August 2013. I always have stuff to do. I've loved every second of it. You know, given that you can see I've uploaded to my YouTube channel more than 700 episodes of this game, I just can't get enough. And I have a total playtime of 214 days, 14 hours, and 35 minutes, but that's just on this character. Remember that I have 2 other level 50s as well. And both of them are nearly Builder of the Realm as well. What's going on here then? Eek. Double flash. You just know when Mithrie flashes, you gotta pay attention. I lived. That's it. Last boss, Nidhogg. So like I said, I'm surprised he's just a 4-man dungeon, given that they're saying how he's destroy Ishgard and blah blah blah. I would have thought he'd be at least an 8-man. I will enfeeble the worm with the eye. Wow. Someone in the party said 24th attempt for the triple triad card. I didn't realise there was one. Okay, ready, check. Let's do this again. First time ever, so... And Estinian is here, so we will see what effect that has on the fight. So it took us 30 minutes to get to this point, which is not bad. Especially given that there was a moment earlier on where we had a few minutes AFK, because we had to replace someone. I wonder if this fight is going to be very much like Tiamat, where the tank can almost stand still, and the rest of the group is the one that has to move around. Okay. Oh, we survived that one. Given he's playing the Miguel Soma music, I wonder what's going to happen next. Oh yeah. So we didn't defeat him. It makes sense. I mean, like I said, it would have been silly for him to just die like that. Okay, so let's give the healer the commendation. Let's look at loose, shall we? Oops. So, the Mokororo, let's pass that. And the Orthodox Coat of Fending. Meh. Well, I didn't have a choice. It's like no one else wanted it, so... Meh. Oh, don't really care about the gear because I can already craft much better gear with my crafters for level 58 plus. Anyway, let's get out of here. Ouch. That's gotta hurt.
No, Worm! This ends here!
Okay, now I think he's dead. Is that the other eye?
You gifted my people 1,000 years of suffering! Now I gift you an eternity in darkness.
Awesome. So we're getting closer to restoring our Blessing of Light. Just 3 more to go.
They are ours, Lord Eldrath. The eyes of Nidhogg.
Aye. The worm lies broken and my father is avenged. With the wellspring of his vitality thus denied him, Nidhogg shall not linger long in this world. But behold the terrible price we have paid. My sire is dead. So many brother knights slain. We traded our honor for the strength which now courses in our veins. And still we are forced to make such sacrifice.
But not in vain, my lord. Hraesvelgr is the only great worm left in Dravania, and he dares not leave his lair. With Nidhogg's eyes in your possession, who now can challenge the might of Ishgard, ascend the throne, and take your rightful place as the ruler of our people?
Nay, my friend. I must forsake the mantle of king. Though Nidhogg be defeated, his wormling horde yet darkens the skies with wings beyond counting. As one who partook of Ratatoska's strength, it shall be my penance to bear a knight's arms until death grants me leave to retire. When that day comes, no prince shall perish, but a hell's-bound hunter of dragons.
But Lord Haldreth, what then shall become of the royal line?
Think of your people, my lord. Without a king, who will the common man turn to in his hour of need? How will he find his way without your benevolent hand to guide him?
I thank you, Sir Flavian and Sir Silvertrill, for dispelling my remaining doubts. With men of such wisdom and compassion in service to the realm, it is plain that Ishgard has no need of a king. But if you must bow to the demands of tradition, you need look no further than yourselves for one worthy to wear the crown. Fare thee well, my brother knights, my loyal friends. On these shoulders shall I bear the weight of my father's sins. With this lance shall I repay the debt accrued through our misdeeds.
What cruel jest has fate played upon us? Have we seized this desperate victory only to lose a king?
We can but act as our lord has bid. We few who remain must divide between us the rulership of Ishgard and her people.
Not I. My oath was to Lord Haldrath, and he alone. If he is not to be king, then I would hang up my shield as well.
Will you abandon us too, sir?
I would wash my hands of blood and betrayal, and take up an honest trade. Mayhap I shall serve ale instead of sharpened steel.
Well, that explains the different houses of Ishgard.
Forton, Heilenat, Dierender, and Zemail. But 4 houses to rule all of Ishgard.
And what of the throne?
We keep it empty. Until the day a king rises once more, we must assume the role of stewards. We shall shape our nation anew with a history of our own making, and let the truth of this dark day die here, upon the battlefield.
Nice.
What ails you, friend? Are you wounded? You have borne witness to history. To the culmination of the first battle with Nidhogg. The legend of Ishgard's founding tells that our ancestors were led to the land of Kurthus by the valiant King Thordan. In the midst of their journey, they came to a wide chasm, where they were set upon by a great worm, Nidhogg. A furious battle then ensued, with Thordan leading the van. Though the brave king was slain defending his people, his son, Haldrath, the first Azure Dragoon, fought on undaunted. And with a mighty thrust of his lance, he gouged out Nidhogg's eye, forcing the wicked creature into retreat. Thus, did this eldritch orb become a sacred treasure of Ishgard, lending its power to every knight deemed worthy to bear the title of Azure Dragoon. A rousing tale, is it not? Would that I could still believe it. But your vision, which we must accept as immutable truth, leaves no room for doubt, save on one point. If Haldrath took both of Nidhogg's eyes, then how came this eye to be lodged in the worm's skull?
Ew.
Beneath every answer we unearth, another question lies buried. Twas a fierce battle, but one I knew we would win. Your fame is well deserved, warrior of light. Full proud am I to have fought at your side. I would fain return with all swiftness to Ishgard to inform the Lord Commander of our triumph. But we must first have words with Hraesvelgr. There are parts of this tale that the worm has kept from us, and I would know wherefore.
Cool. So we're making good progress, so let's now talk to Estinian. So, though Nidhogg is fallen, my heart is yet heavy. And this stain of corruption pleases me not. When all has been put to rest, I must needs forge my armour anew. Cool, so we're going to get the Mana Cutter key and an Aether Current. So it says an iron key that completes the circuit connecting to a mana cutter's steering mechanism with its engine. Cool, so it's complete. So now, because we have done that quest, we have unlocked the last quest for the Churning Mists in terms of getting Aether Currents. So it means I can now go ahead and do the rest of them if I want to unlock flying in the Churning Mists, which I'll probably do very soon. And as well, we have our Mana Cutter mount, so let's get that. Okay, so let's see. Character, mount guide. Oops, right. Mount guide, not minion guide. Let's see, Mana Cutter. Here it is. So even though I can't fly in this zone yet, I can use it as a ground mount as well. So nice. We have the Mana Cutter. I was wondering where that was from. So yeah, anyway guys, I think that's a good time to end the episode for this dungeon, the Aery. It was quite a fun 4-man dungeon, I gotta say. So I guess we can add it to the list of dungeons we'll do when the Expert Roulette is unlocked. But anyway guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie.